kids, they were younger and they were all bored and, you know, what can we do? And it's like, okay, so we took them out to the garden. They each had the shovel. They each dug out a hole that they could sit in, got the garden hose, filled it with water, and they spent all day sitting in their own little
mud hole.
So,
Yeah.
and you had the hose afterwards when they're ready to come and eat. We just hose them off. But yeah, it was simple entertainment. They were out there for hours. And
We are a diversified livestock farm. We raise hogs, we raise beef, we're farrow to finish, we're cow-calf to finish. We purchased day-old chicks, which we raise out, and then also day-old turkeys. So early on, we were throwing darts at the wall basically to figure out what was going to be our niche and how we were going to make everything work for us. And then we decided how we would do that would be to value add and market direct to consumers. So we have a website so people can order online. Right now we're doing home deliveries into Chicago area mostly. We do have a route that goes Galena, Dubuque, Quad Cities, and then back up. And so almost every weekend we're out delivering. And since COVID, it's been home deliveries, and that's been very popular.
yeah, we have almost 500 acres, but a third of that is in water. It's the Apple River and, you know, the little tributaries. And then the other third is in forest. So that remaining third has to support the mortgage for the whole thing. You know, we think like with the forest, we are supporting, you know, pollinators. And just this last weekend, our son Andrew, he had his friends out and they would get up and do chores, and I think they castrated pigs. Then they took kayaks and, you know, went kayaking down the river. So I think for our kids, you know, that was something that was the trade-off to the hard work was, you know, they could do that or they could go hike out in the forest. And
one of the things that I enjoy about farming is making all these systems work together and then being able to see an economic value out of that we can support ourselves with. So they're getting exercise, they're getting the fresh air, they're getting sunshine, and then how we deal with these predators, aerial predators, both daytime and nighttime. We don't have so much problems with daytime predators, but at night we'll run a battery-operated radio out here.
Growing up, we all did chores together. We'd feed the hogs, we'd feed the chickens, turkeys. We had sheep and goats growing up.
My brother deployed in the Marine Corps overseas, Cody. We'd be the 5th generation, so you know, we've spent our childhoods learning the ropes on how to do things here on the farm. Now it's kind of people, the three of us have found our own pathways in life, but the farm remains involved. I went to Southern Illinois for school. I did an 8-hour cross-country flight solo, and I flew up here to Dubuque. And then from Dubuque, I went to Freeport, but on my way between Dubuque and Freeport, I flew over the farm. And I was able to circle around and fly real low, and Dad was out. I could see him there on the ground watching me, and my grandmother lives at the bottom of the hill. And even though her memory isn't the best anymore, she still always remembers that day.
Yeah, anytime it would flood, we'd always have to go and fix all the flood fences so that the cattle wouldn't get out. So there's long days where all we'd be doing is taking all the muck that comes through off of the fences, cutting down brush, cutting thistles. We used to have to cut thistles by hand, and we'd get paid, what, a penny to 10 cents per thistle head so that they wouldn't go to seed. And we thought we were getting a good deal. We're like, oh, look at how many thistles we can cut down and bag up these thistle heads. And it's the things that at the time really weren't that fun, that you really hated doing, that were dusty and muddy and dirty and hard manual labor. But you look back and you appreciate that you had that opportunity. A lot of people don't have that opportunity.
You always think of farming kind of as a generational thing. We were picking apples yesterday, and our daughter Vanessa came out with Eliza, and we just took baskets out there and picked. And it's something you don't do alone, you know, but the three, you know, wasn't thinking of it, 3 generations of us, and she's climbing up the tree and getting stuck, and, you know, I'm an apple farmer today, and, you know, that's what makes the hardships of farming, that's what makes it all right, that's what makes it
worthwhile.
good.